I think it's very important that we start where a lot of your campaign emphasis is landed, especially, seeing you this past week regarding obviously the environment being a huge centerpiece of your campaign. So if you can share with the audience what that's going to look like if you are elected to the school board in the November
Why would a school board member care about our environment? Why would they do that?
Right? I think that, as coming from another country and being from a different generation, no disrespect to other generations, I have seen now with a 7-year-old the impact that we have as adults in them as little kids. And sometimes they see things not sometimes, all the time, they see things and they learn things by experiencing things, right? By experiencing what is going on. And during the speech that I did, what Peter was part of, I mentioned that we have to make this environmental causes normal for our kids. They have to see the solar panels. They have to see the electric vehicles. They have to see the recycling process. They have to see, that plastic bottles are bad for the environment. They have to see all these things there in the classroom, in the schools. Otherwise, it's not going to become something that is a centerpiece for their lives. So the first big thing I will make sure that it happens when I become a school board member, and I will, of course, need the help of my colleagues, it's to make sure that we beat Miami-Dade Public Schools, which actually committed to 100%, to become 100% sustainable by 2030. And it means everything. It means, digitalization of all the processes, making sure that, the buses are completely electric, that they are having solar panels in every single high school, in every single school, And I think we could do it by 2029. So my commitment to the environmentalists here in Broward County is that we will push an agenda that will support every single thing that is happening out there with the adults. We will bring it to the kids, and we will make sure that by 2029, with the help of my colleagues, and I'm pretty sure everyone will love this idea of becoming 100% sustainable by 2029. And we will be Miami-Dade County. We love to talk and compete with them. So this is a great opportunity to compete with them in something that is really important for our kids. So looking forward to bring that first item in my first board meeting to make sure that we stamp on it and that we move forward with a green agenda in our school board.
I think it's really important. And I look at school buildings. These are our public school buildings. Why are they not all having solar panels on all their roofs? I think that should be the case for all of our government buildings, right? So not just schools, but there's no reason, other than anybody who's taking money from, let's say, NextEra Energy, who might not be hip to that idea for policy. But Florida consistently is one of the lowest states in education. We're somewhere around 48th. And something that I always find interesting is, but yet we're one of the wealthiest states in this country. So most of the states that are kind of on the low end as education, other than us, are the poorer states. And yet there we are, one of the wealthiest states in the country, and we're always hovering the bottom. And I think this is huge. I don't think it's a small thing. It's corruption. It's de facto corruption. If the money's going in, but yet it's not being utilized for what it's meant for, someone in the middle is getting something. So, I'm just curious, what your thoughts on how we're so rich and yet our education system here is so poor.
Right. Yeah. And Jan, you mentioned something about who's currently in the seat. And today we got the news that the current school board member, which is Lori Levinson, she's not running for re-election. So now we have an open seat, which is, I commend people for running for office and getting elected. So thanks for her service. But I think it was overdue to have a new leadership in that place. And just to answer that question, I know you said at the beginning. To the next question, I come from New York. I lived 14 years of my life in New York City. I came from Colombia when I was 18. And, one thing that I learned from New York is that it's the most beautiful city because resources get to places. And sometimes it's not perfect, but resources get to places. And you see public schools struggling, but then you see there's so many resources given to the poor and the kids of color and all the immigrant kids. It's just incredible. And they are the largest school district in the world. It's 1.1 million students that go through the system in New York City. And so with that experience that I had, I went to schools, I worked with teachers, I worked with parents. And to what you're asking me, it's just a shame that we are paying the peanuts that we pay in our teachers. Let's start with that. And so this week is Teachers Appreciation Week and All Staff Appreciation Week. And you know, I don't think that giving them a Starbucks card or giving them a gift, it's enough. We really need to step up. And so we need to move into really doing a coalition to advocate as a school board members to go to Tallahassee, not to bring a group of legislators that are Democrats or Republicans, whatever, Democrats in our case, to go there and vouch for us. No, we have to go as a school board members. And hopefully when I become the school board member, I will go to Tallahassee because they have to hear from us. We have to go. We have to bring our kids. They have to testify. They have to show these people that they are not spending the money where it's supposed to be. And then the other part is, there is ramped corruption in our school district. You look at our bond, $800 million to reinvigorate the infrastructure of our schools. You know where that money went? To corruption for contracts, to briberies, to people getting in jail because they give contracts to people that they knew. And it's all over the news. I'm not telling this, things that John thinks. It's in the Sun Sentinel. You could look for, corruption in Broward County Public Schools. You will find at least 20 different stories. And the last thing is that now we're going into $1.4 billion that we have been spending on this, infrastructure that we wanted to revamp. And now we're asking for more money, right? Now we have a referendum that is going to raise the property taxes, the mileage, and people are going to get hurt through that. We're going to raise almost $200 million, but who is going to guarantee the community, us, that money is going to go into the right places? And so we need really a strong school board members that are looking, como decimos en español, con una lupa, right? With that magnifying glass. We have to look into those numbers. Where is this money going? How many instruments that we bought? Why we buying it from one specific vendor? We just spent almost $17 million in one vendor for musical instruments. Can somebody explain that to me? So I think that there is time right now for a revisiting of how we are spending our money. And I think that the school board member, with the new members, has been doing a great job. We have now Sarah Leonardi and other, Debbie Hickson, which are more open-minded and looking into different things. They are teachers, so they see other perspectives as well. But we need to get to really look and ask big questions to our superintendent. Where is this money going? We need a report. And it's like, we will report back. No, we need a report now. And we staying here in the seat until you get us a report. Because that is our job. We have to make sure that this money is not being spent wrongly and that we definitely change our procurement process. I want to finish with that. It's you go by a door for a school, these vendors are charging us 5-6 times what it's supposed to be. If it's $20, they're charging us $100, $200 for a door. So we have to change that as well. And we have to make sure that whatever organization or corporation that steals money or didn't finish contracts or is asking for more money because they didn't have the labor or they didn't have the technology to deliver on the contracts, that they get completely banned from doing businesses with the Broward County Public School System. That's it. If you didn't deliver and we give you $3 million and now you want another $1 million, explain why, and you get to never contract with us again.
Yeah. Well, often it's because they're friends with the people on the school board, which is why, as we say with every seat, the people that are not bought and paid for are the only people that are going to fight for regular people. So it really matters what people's financial connections are. And I appreciate that about you because you are definitely transparent.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.